Let's see a more difficult example with Fibonacci. In this case, Fibonacci uses multiple recursion, which is going to make things difficult for us. So in each iteration, we get calls to both. In case you don't know, the Fibonacci sequence is a mathematical sequence defined by the two first elements are 0 and 1. And the third element is 1, and then every next element is the sum of the previous two. So 1 plus 1 would be 2, then 1 plus 2 would be 3, and 2 plus 3 would be 5, and 3 plus 5 would be 8, and so on and so forth. And this list keeps on growing without an ending. So to compute Fibonacci, we get that the two first elements are 1 and 1. So if n is lower than or equal than 1, we get 1, and otherwise we sum up the two previous elements until we find out what the result is. The recurrent equation would be very similar, but we're gonna have a couple constants here, constant 1 and constant 2. This is because we are gonna need to add up and return, in each case, return a value and add up a result. Both take approximately an amount of constant time. We don't know, but that's all right. And we could start substituting here. For example, we could start the same as with the factorial, start here and say t of n minus 1 plus t of n minus 2, plus constant 2, and then replace this one and this one. But then we'd get a series of never-ending replacements with a difficult mathematical solution. So this would be n minus 2, and this would be t of n minus 3 plus t of n minus 3, plus t of n minus 4 plus 3 constant 2. And this would go on for a very long time. But we can see that these two equations are very similar. And thus, if we know something about Fibonacci, and there are many things known about Fibonacci, is that Fibonacci for a really large number approaches this formula, where this phi is the golden ratio, and thus we have an exponential cost to Fibonacci. If we want to analyze it in a different way, we can see the tree of function calls. So if we want to compute Fibonacci of 6, we compute it of 4 and 5, and to compute Fibonacci of 4, we compute of 3 and 2, and so on and so forth. And if you want to compute the value, every base call would have a cost of 1 and a value of 1, and these ones would get added up in each intersection. For example, here would be the additions, and these would all have a constant time value, and thus the number of calls in the general case is the number of internal nodes that we have in the tree. If we make a general deduction, we get that we have when every node has 2 children, then we have the number of leaves minus 1, and thus we still get the exponential cost for Fibonacci. But we can make Fibonacci run much faster if instead of working with the exponential version that we know that has a exponential cost, we try to write a linear version in which, instead of trying to compute in parallel the same numbers over and over, because this is going to try to compute n minus 2. To compute n minus 1, we need n minus 2, right? And to compute n minus 2, we're going to compute n minus 4, which will be computed in the other branch too. We can accumulate the sequence in a iterative manner by saying that the two first elements, so previous and previous, are 1 and 1 respectively, and then we can say, okay, the current element is the sum of the two previous elements, so in this case it will be 1 plus 1, 2, and then we update the previous elements to say, okay, now the previous elements are 1 and 2. And then we can keep going through this for as long as we need to by adding 3 here and then placing 2 and 3 over here, and compute the nth element of the Fibonacci sequence with this pattern. In this case, we're studying over an iterative algorithm, and thus the innermost operation that is repeated as many as any other would be, for example, this one. This one was the critical instruction. This one would also be a valid answer, and thus we could think about it and say, okay, we would have one instruction repeated from I equals 2 to I equals n, and thus this would be n minus 2 times 1, which approximately gets us linear cost. And thus we have converted something that is exponential to a linear cost, and this is an algorithmic technique called dynamic programming, which is very, very useful and will be very, very useful later, and is taught in higher level courses.